Fantasy is all about opportunity, this much we know. What we also need to know is that not every player presented a golden one is about to help you strike it rich in fantasy football. Last week we presented you our next men up, 5 guys ready to thrive for fantasy owners in expanded roles. Today we'll give you 5 players, despite opportunity at their doorsteps, who aren't about to answer the bell for their teams. They're not included in our list, but Geno Smith, Brock Osweiler, and Mark Sanchez won't be included on any of our fantasy rosters this season either. Hi, Arthur Arkish with Pro Football Weekly, here with players who will have increased chances, but not necessarily increased fantasy relevance this season. Number 5, Mohamed Sanu. What a world we live in where Sanu parlayed his 2015 demotion in Cincinnati into $14 million guaranteed as part of his 5-year deal in Atlanta. The good news for Sanu is there's no Marvin Jones to leapfrog him, and Atlanta has a ton of financial motivation to make things work. The bad news is Sanu is not a consistent catcher, nor a guy who's going to threaten vertically, and Julio Jones is likely to be more involved in the red zone where Sanu has typically been most valuable. I love Jones and like Matt Ryan as a sneaky backup with starter potential, but Sanu is not on my fantasy radar. Number 4, Travis Benjamin. Signed to be the lid-lifting replacement for Malcolm Floyd, Benjamin narrowly missed his first 1,000-yard receiving season and his first as a starter with the Browns last year. Now he'll go from Josh McCown and Johnny Manziel to Phillip Rivers, so what's the problem? Rivers has thrived of late with a high efficiency and quick hitting attack, not by pushing the ball downfield, which is hardly conducive for a slight and one-dimensional player like Benjamin, who can really fly but also struggle to get off the line. Floyd's robust 17.3 yard per catch average came on just 30 receptions last year. He wasn't a big part of the San Diego passing offense, and even if he is healthy, we don't think Benjamin will be either. Number 3, Thomas Rawls. I've tried to caution fans of Rawls about the unlikelihood he steps right into a beastly role in Seattle's fertile fantasy environment. Coming off the serious leg injury and being pushed by a pair of higher pedigree rookies, particularly Alex Collins, who turned heads this offseason, Rawls is destined to disappoint. It doesn't mean the 22-year-old won't be a useful fantasy asset. It means his ADP as the 13th overall running back is too rich for yet another attack looking to get away from the bell cow approach. Number 2, Jeremy Langford. This is another guy I've been trying to caution fantasy players about. Langford had 7 combined touchdowns last season. It was really his best trait. It also happens to be a strength for rookie runner Jordan Howard, especially on the ground. Chicago's offensive line might be better, but it's also very, very thin. And while we envision Langford improving as a receiving option and making his money that way, it's Howard who may end up giving the Bears a lot of mileage and giving you a nice discount late in your fantasy draft. We'd suggest tempering expectations with the Chicago offense overall, as right now it's Alshon Jeffrey if he's healthy and the potential of Kevin White. There's a lot of production to replace. Number 1, DeMarco Murray. Remember, the guy Murray's replacing, Antonio Andrews, mustered 3.6 yards per carry last year. It's not like the bar has been set that high, but it's clear to us Derrick Henry is the preferred target in this backfield, which could lead the NFL in carries. And despite Murray being in a system better tailored for his strengths, it really was a perfect storm in 2014 that led to his historic season in Dallas. People continue to cling to that, and it keeps Murray a household name. It'll also make him overdrafted, and you don't want to go down that road. This is not the same Murray, so don't make that mistake. That'll do it for today's game plan. What'd you think? We'd love it if you let us know in the comments and by liking and sharing, and even more so by not going far. There is a lot more fantasy football for thought coming your way at ProFootballWeekly.com. Thanks for watching.